Okay, chaps, this is going to be a fairly short video today. I think I have finally sorted the bike out. I think I've finally cracked it. I had it running like 90% last time it was out, and I think, famous last words, it is now finally sorted after a couple of years of messing about with it. I'll tell you what I've done basically when we get back from the ride. But just a quick video today because I'm not going on a long ride. I'm just going to take it out long enough to find out if it is running, because I'm various things as ever. I'm busy with this, that and the other. I can only do a short ride today. It's Bank Holiday Sunday as well, so it's going to be absolutely heaving out there, or relatively heaving, so I don't fancy it that much, and it's quite late in the day because I've been busy this morning. I normally go out first thing, and it's now, I don't know what time is it now, must be nearly midday. It's going to be heaving out there, so anyway, quick video. Oh, and the other thing is I've got a new camera angle, which hopefully I think, will be cool and look good. So anyway, here we go on the ride, and hopefully the bike will now be sorted. Right, okay chaps, here we go. So, petrol on, choke on, advance and retard to about half. 4 tickles, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the carb, and fine oh dear, oh, wrong. I was using the clutch rather than the decompression lever. I thought, what's going on here? Fine compression. Come on. Where are you? There you are. Whoa, first kick. First kick, baby. Lights on. Take the choke off. Advance and retard to nearly full. First gear. Car's all ready. So good. That terrible spitter spatter on the overrun's gone as well. You know, coming down a hill, close throttle. It's not hopping and banging anymore, which is fantastic. here's my worry. Here's my worry. Where's the oil? Where's the bloody oil? Oh, for God's sake. I mean, there's a bit of oil there, but I mean, you know. I don't know. Is that right with the oil? I mean, there was nothing on tick over, but then revved it and got some oil out. It's just I've got this, you know, this misfire. Just suddenly wouldn't run on the run. You know, is it seizing? That's what I'm worried about. Was it a fuel thing, which is what I was suspecting? But I put both taps on. I turned both taps on. And it's still misfiring, so I'm not sure. Bugger. Right, okay, sorry. Here we are. So good news and bad news. The engines, you know, it ran really well. You know, and no overrun on the. Still got the camera on. No overrun on the. No splashing hooray on the overrun. You know, there was no bang, pop, pop, pip, pop, pop, pop on the overrun as it has been doing. It's fantastic and runs a lot better generally. Really happy. But then there's a couple of times when it just suddenly wouldn't run. Just suddenly blah, 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 blah. And now I know that there is old liner in the tank, you know, old fuel liner inside the tank, which is coming off. And I know it's beginning to block the fuel taps because there's no filters on the fuel taps in this old bike. And so I know, so that's why I opened the other tap, but then it still didn't run. And then it's running fine. You know, and I'm thinking, is it partially seizing? Which obviously is a big worry. Or is it just ignition, or is it the carb again? I don't know. So you know, so sort of, you know, typical bike thing, where, you know, I was very happy, you know, because it was running so much better. But then a couple of times when you know, suddenly it cut out on me. Oh, blimey. So it's one of those, I don't know. Anyway, what have I done? What was the main thing I've done? The main thing I've done to get it to run right is a brand new carburettor. And now, you know, I had trouble with the magneto, and I definitely was the magneto. But then when I had it and then I got it like 90% right, but it still wasn't right. Now here's the thing, I had the carb reconditioned last year, had it all re-sleeved and checked and cleaned and everything. And I took it apart, obviously, and cleaned it, and seemed all okay. But I've been suspecting that slow running and the popping and that was all to do with the carb. And sometimes it won't start when it's hot. It's to do with the carb. And I'll tell you what the clue was. That you got the air screw in the side, which of course is hiding away at the moment. It's hiding behind this slightly strange. So I don't want to burn my finger, but when you see that chrome screw just behind the, right, that's the air screw. And on the old carb, you had to have that screwed fully in. I mean, fully in before it run. Now that screw should be about 1.5 turns out. You screw it further out to make it lean, and screw it further in to make it rich. And on the old carb, you had to have that screwed fully in. And it was like, you know, you were just getting there, and then it was already fully home. You just wanted to turn it another 2 turns and you know it'd be right, but it was already fully on. And so, that's which is normally a sign of an air leak somewhere, because it wants to be richer because there's air getting in. But I've made sure there's no actual air leaks on the engine anywhere. So I'm thinking there's something wrong with the carb. So in the end, there's a bit of a punt because it cost me a huge amount of money, but I bought a new carb. And sure enough, that's been the problem. Even though the old carb, I'd had it cleaned, I had it re-sleeved and everything, it looked okay. I cleaned out all the jets, everything seemed to be fine, but it wasn't. So there's a sort of lesson there somewhere. Sometimes it is, you think, it must be the carb when you've done something stupid and it's just something else and you buy a new carb and of course it makes no difference at all. Occasionally there is a time when you buy a new carb and yes, it was the carb that was the problem. So even though it had been received clean, no, it wasn't right, and that's made a massive difference. It now starts from cold. It started from cold first kick, then I brought it into the garage just then. It started second kick from hot. So I was very, great. But then it suddenly got this misfire, and then it cleared again. My big worry being, with the oil, that there's no, it's seizing on me. Which obviously is a big worry. I don't want that happening, but I don't know. The obvious thing I thought was, the fuel blocking, but anyway, so it's typical, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. I've just finally got the engine running, and then suddenly I've got this, and it's happened a few times, ever since I bought the bike. This sudden cutting out, and then going again. Is it a valve that's seizing? Or, is it because I've got don't seem to have very good oil pressure at all there, or return of pressure, or return of any description. So, blimey. But we're getting there. We are definitely getting there step by step. If I can find what's causing this cutout for no reason, it cut out for quite a long way, and then, it wouldn't run, and then I came to a junction and it was idling a bit, and when I set off it was fine again, and it was fine ever since. I just don't know. Anyway, there we go. The joy of biking.